The Essentials ToolShop from Topeak could be one of the best toolkits to work on your bike from home. And let me show you why. Multi-tools are great for when you're out on the trail, but having a dedicated kit with nice, high-quality tools at home is the way to go. To start off, you get all of the bits that are typically used on modern bicycles, and they're all clearly labeled down here below. Smaller multi-tools often don't span from 1.5 all the way up to 10, which is why it's nice to have a dedicated bike toolkit. Topeak really went into detail here. One of the things that I love the most about this is the magnetic holder in here. Some of these are rubber from other companies, and they're just really hard to get the bits in and out. These are a little bit taller bits, and they're just held in there by magnets, as well as easily identifiable by the colors as well. You can also angle these back and forth just to make it convenient to get them in and out, or to be able to read the numbers on the front here. Grabbing the little ratchet extension here, another detail that Topeak has done, has this rotating collar around here, so you can hold that in place while you're ratcheting or using this just like a screwdriver. You can grab these bits, pop them right out, pop them in there. They're held in with a magnet here as well. Popping out this little ratchet here, it also has a magnet. Clicks that in, holds it in place. When I first started using these little ratchets, I didn't really appreciate them as much as I do now. Number one biggest use for these is under that seat. You know how hard it can be to make seat adjustments. You get this little ratchet up in there, and it's super easy to tighten and loosen those bolts, or inside of a water bottle cage, trying to tighten those bolts. These little ratchets are now my go-to. Another nice feature is you can actually spin the back here. So if it's even harder spot to get to that you're working on, you can't get the movement here, you can just reach in there and twist the back of the ratchet, change the direction. Another piece that most home mechanics skip is proper torquing of bolts on their bike. This torque has these predetermined numbers on here. Those are Newton meters. So as you tighten this little white line, you just line it up with the Newton meter spec for that specific bolt. And 0 up to 6 is going to be common for a lot of bolts on bicycles. For some of the bigger bolts, you will likely need a torque wrench that goes higher than 6 Newton meters. So that just pops in the ratchet here. Put the bit in the end that you want to use the torque with. Then as you tighten, that little white line will move towards the torque setting. Just to show you what that looks like, I've got the chain braking tool here so I can get some leverage on there. And you can see how that rotates over. That would be 2 Newton meters there. The chain breaker is great. You just pop in the end there. Grab the 4mm hex key here. Loosen that up. When you're pushing the pin through, then you can grab the ratchet just to finish it off. You also have the chain braking tool here. 2 pieces, stores together with tire levers on the end. This is a nice piece you can take with you. Topeak actually makes one of these that you can buy separately to take with you. You also get this little chain holder. I've used paper clips in the past, but it's nice to have a dedicated chain holder. Just pop that over 2 links, hold it in place while you're connecting that chain back together. And it just stows away right here in the lever. To use the Master Link tool, you just pop in this little pin into the hole. That'll open that up and close it. Or you just reverse the hole to go the other direction. So it's great for popping those master links open and closed. Also has a little spot here where you can store a master link. And those 2 little tire levers on the back here. Last, we've got a little disc brake spacer here. If you're removing your wheel, you just pop this in between the disc brakes pads. It'll keep those separated. And it can also help separate them if you did accidentally pull the lever. You can see it's kind of tapered there, so as you're pushing it in, it's going to push the calipers apart. This doesn't have every tool needed to work on a bike, but for someone looking to take their home maintenance to the next level, Want some higher quality tools that aren't going to strip out as easy as cheaper tools out there? This is a good next step. I'm lucky enough to try a lot of these different bike tools, and this has to be the one that I've been reaching for the most recently. I'll leave some links to it down below. If you found this helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you like videos on outdoor gear, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We post videos like this all the time.